Day 64 and 65 because I forgot to record an episode last night because I ended up grabbing dinner with my dad and then I got home and I guess it just slipped my mind because I just sort of I essentially just decided to watch. I don't know why I did forget actually, but I forgot to record day 64. So it's going to be day 64, a little bit of a recap, and then we'll hop into day 65. Yesterday, pretty much all it was I was just editing the incline video that I ended up doing, and then I ended up going back to the incline today because I was missing aspects of the story I felt like in the story that I'm wanting to tell, and I figured out doing like the tortoise and the hare type of thing. I also wanted to see how quickly that I could actually do it without talking because the story idea that I had for this video was like, because we have options, like when we work out, like we can work out with friends or we could work out by ourselves, more or less. It doesn't really matter which one you do it as long as you're doing it, and you can do it both ways. I started out with a buddy and then I started working out by myself because it's just like some friends and people that we know will just drop off in that process of working out. So I was kind of like, let's do that. And I guess I just, it slipped my mind yesterday. I had other things that I guess I was thinking about. I wanted to feel certain things yesterday. So I ended up watching some like music videos when I got home, some AMVs, anime music videos when I got home yesterday, and then just kind of watched those for a bit. And then I watched a little bit of an Avatar clip as well. And then I ended up like just doing a yoga nidra meditation right before bed. It's supposed to reset your nervous system. And I've been doing it whenever like I have like an epiphany or like some sort of just like experience that I like want to make sure that it stays solid and locked in. So I ended up doing that last night. I went to bed at like 9:30 or something like that. Like I was just out because I think I walked. Was that the day? No, wait. No, that was on Friday. Yeah. Pretty much that was about it for yesterday. And then today, like I said, just hiked the Manitou Incline, went on a walk. Thought I had a massage today, which I actually ended up not having one. And then ended up watching this an interview with, I believe it was Loser Fruit and Dr. K on the Healthy Gamer channel, where I kind of found out some things about myself where apparently I give off some, I think I have some subtle like insecurities possibly. Like I'm very low on agreeable on the Big Five trait, which if you guys know what the Big Five trait is, I'd highly recommend checking out understandyourself.com, I believe is what it is. It's Jordan Peterson's understanding yourself like personality test essentially. And I'd also recommend watching his lectures on the Big Five if you want to learn more about it so that you can kind of understand it a little bit better. Essentially though, like I'm very low on agreeable. Once my mind's made up, it's like it's very hard for me to sway. Yet and it's not even really a yet. And sometimes when I run into other people that I think their ideas they just don't work, I for some odd reason I don't speak up all the time because I think there was times in my past when I did speak up and then I just got shot down and I was like, well, why should I even speak up if I'm just going to get shot down every time? So I kind of found out that that was happening. And then there's this whole get better thing as well. So it's like, how can I be better? How can I get better? How do I need to, like, what do I need to do? And that's where like a Dharma comes in. And I think I talked about that on like day 30 or something like that. I might be wrong. But like having a Dharma, it's a purpose essentially instead of like just have to get better because the Dharma and the purpose will help you get better in a sense. And figure I'll start working on that. But yeah, it's just I think the things that I have and the small little things that are still left that I'm still working through are more subtle. Um, made a lot of progress. I can say that. I can be grateful for the progress that I have made, like eternally grateful. I've just kind of accepted the suffering in a sense. Um, and I don't push away the sadness any longer, which I did that for a long time. I just get angry instead of being sad. And I'm like, let's just get sad. So I get sad. And I feel so much better afterwards. It's kind of weird how that works. I still don't fully understand it. But yeah, having emotions and being sad instead of angry when certain things happen has been like the best thing that's ever happened. So if you guys are getting angry, like I was, I'd recommend like maybe looking at it and be like, well, why did I get angry? And I think I talked about that on day 61. It looks like, or like I was angry. I got angry because I had to look at something that I didn't want to look at. And then I flipped out on the girl, one of my friends, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm working on this. And then ended up like getting sad and letting her know and telling her all these other things. And she was awesome around that. So grateful for her for listening to myself and I guess my rants or meanders essentially. But like I guess just listening to my feelings and my emotions, which was nice because a lot of the times I think us men we're told not to show emotions. So like seeing her and having her be there and still be accepting of myself was really, really nice. It's really nice. Yeah. I hiked the incline today. Sub 33, baby. There's this incline in Colorado Springs, which is just around 2,744 steps. Might be a little less, might be a little bit more. I think it might be a little less. Internet says 2,744. And I did it a couple weeks ago with one of my other buddies, and I did it about an hour-ish or so. I was like, let's go out and do it by myself, and that's why I had to go back out. I didn't have to. I wanted to go back out to get more footage, to be able to show, like, there's two ways that you can work out. Like, you can work out, and you can just have your head down into the grass, or you can, like, work out and you can talk. Like, you can do multiple different ways of working out. I just figured might as well get both shots of the footage. And I was able to get up there in 32 minutes. Well, 32, like 56 or something like that. Sub 33. There's an old guy that was like 50 behind me the whole time. And I was just like, this dude's insane. And he just kept trucking and trucking along. And I'm over here like having to pause every now and then. Like it was rough. And I understand how he's able to do that. Like his pacing is just better. He understands how to do pacing. I'm still working on my pacing. Like I seem to give it 100%. And then it's like, all right, let's kind of reel. And then I get a little burnt out, a little tired, but like I still keep going. I just have to take like little breaks in between. Maybe that's what this is essentially. Maybe it's a break. It's a little bit of a break, not a big break. It's a little break. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much about it. If you want to get started with fitness, just take the first step. Maybe find a friend, go on a hike, go on a walk, go on a run, go on a bike ride, go to the gym. Doesn't really matter where you start, as long as you start. Just got to take that first step. It's always the first step. First step's always the hardest. It's always the hardest. It's just us as humans, we're very adaptable. Very, very adaptable. So, like, if you put us in a cave or you put us on top of a building, we'll figure out a way to survive. Like, we're adaptable. So what happened during the pandemic? Like, it's like, oh, you can't work from home. And then we figure out, oh, wow, you can work from home. Who knew? Too often we just get stuck in like the same way of thinking because it's worked in the past. So it's like we have to keep doing this thing. Just sometimes change is good. It's why forest fires happen. It's why lightning like strikes forest. Why I think we shouldn't always be preventing forest fires because sometimes nature naturally needs to do them and nature will correct itself. It's just what it does. So, yeah. Anything else? Just keep taking one step at a time. And we'll see where it gets us.